Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Sean, and I'm playing Andreas Witchborn, the Human Magus.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Zancath, the Halfling Fighter.
I'm Jeanette, and I'm playing Jonesy, the Human Cleric.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Corgo, the Human Barbarian.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, the scouts interrogated one of their prisoners, learning that Picano was somewhere to the east, and he had sent out scouts to locate the Broken Tusks. They also learned that the Broken Tusks were moving much faster than Picano, and probably Avarsa, expected. They released the prisoner and continued moving along the lakeshore, eventually crossing it in time for the Night of Clear Stars. The following's song singer, the skald Argakoa, sat with them around the campfire and shared her personal story in her own cryptic way. The rest of the scouts shared their own stories as well, and some of them, Andreas, Jonesy, and Zancath, stayed up all night with Argakoa, and now they're fatigued. That means you take a -1 to AC and saving throws, and you can't use exploration activities. You will need a full night's rest to recover. And, by the way, you have a new feat open to you, Spirit Speaker, and you also start with an extra hero point for sharing those stories.
Woo.
So don't forget that.
Did anybody do their homework and look at the Spirit Speaker feat?
I've already added it. You know when an animal dies, its spirit lingers briefly before moving on. Etc., etc. I can keep going if you want.
You don't get the feat, do you?
No, you have the option to take it.
Oh, sure.
So we just know when animals die?
No.
There's more
to
speak with
it.
dead, but speak with dead animal.
Oh.
Yep. You can use it as like an augury.
Oh my god, that ant died. And another ant died.
It is now the next morning, the 15th of Erastus. You are southeast of the lake, with the river to your north and northeast, hills to the southwest, plains to the south, and forest to the southeast. You need to spend a day to reconnoiter this hex before moving on. So I'll assume you're going to do that. You're going to reconnoiter, and I'm going to roll some checks here. That afternoon, as you're exploring this hex, making sure it's safe for the following, you hear a distant honking sound, and I guess looks like Andreas is the first to spot a
giant
group
goose.
of... well, sadly, they're just regular-sized geese.
Oh,
Boring.
sorry.
Yeah. Flying in a V-shaped formation overhead, going northwest toward the lake. You think they're probably returning to their summer territory, which is a sign, of course, of warmer days ahead.
Summer is approaching. Look to the skies. Geese.
And that's about all that happens in this hex. Now, yesterday, you had an extra long day, and so you didn't get to do an activity to throw them off your tracks. You could spend an extra day if you want to do that, or you could just move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
Move on. All right, so now you've got a decision to make. Which way do you want to go?
Sean feels like beelining it to the Lost Mammoth Valley, which looks like it's like 3-4 hexes away if we go through the forest.
Okay. I was thinking south.
Now, you know the forest, of course, will slow you down. But then again, you don't know what is outside of your range of view.
Wait, why don't we just follow the river to the northeast?
Because that's through the hills.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, those are hills to the northeast.
I thought about maybe going south 1 hex, just because that would be easier terrain, but half a dozen.
There's a little
Either way,
tiny
it's fine.
tree poking up out of that corner that makes me think that other hex also has a tree in it.
Oh no, I think it would also have trees down there,
Yeah.
but
There's probably just like a bunch of trees and mountains all around the Lost Mammoth Valley, and there's like one way in. We'll
Yeah.
spend the next 3 episodes slowly finding the right maze entrance.
Yeah.
The last time we went in a forest, there were small murder people that believed that the tallest person was in charge. Are you sure that's where you want to go?
Well, you're still the tallest, aren't you?
I know. I bet this totally benefits me. But,
As long as you keep us moving.
all right.
Is that what everyone wants to do then, is go to the southeast?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it.
Okay. So you head to the southeast.
more
into the forest.
Yeah.
And so that's going to take 2 travel actions and 2 reconnoiter actions.
And we're no longer fatigued.
And you are no longer fatigued. That's right. You may remove fatigue from your characters. All right, so you enter the forest. That's your first day of traveling. And oh my gosh, I forgot. I've got to actually keep track of that. That is the 16th. You move into the forest. And the 17th, you continue moving into the forest. On the 18th, you reconnoiter the forest. So let's roll some perception checks secretly and see how everyone does. Jonesy, you are all moving through the forest, and as you do, you catch sight in a pile of snow of something that you thought it was just maybe some rocks or maybe a tree that had fallen down, but as you're walking by, you realize that looks like a building of some kind. Maybe a cabin?
I think I see a little cabin over there or something. Look, over there.
Yeah, you all look. You think you see
Oh, yes, I think I see
a
it.
cabin.
This looks like a tiny house.
Yeah, it's a small wooden cabin. As you continue to move, it's sort of along your path. So as you get closer, you can see that it looks like the roof has partially caved in.
Does it look like it caved in from like snow on it, or?
Make a crafting check.
Oh, yeah. I have points in that.
I know.
21.
21. Yeah, you think that this has been abandoned for a very long time, and probably the weight of snow and lack of maintenance has caused it to cave in. Yeah, at least partially cave in.
Looks like a classic too much snow on the roof situation. Well, should we check it out? Maybe there's some supplies inside.
I don't think it would hurt anything, especially if nobody seems to have been around for a while.
Okay. So is anyone doing anything particular as you move toward this cabin?
I will detect magic.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm just looking around.
Okay. Zancath is staying alert, looking around. And Corgo?
What was that one that gives us a small bonus initiative? Corgo does that one.
Yeah, you're going to do that one. Okay. And what about Jonesy?
Jonesy is going to cast guidance on Zancath.
Okay.
Go.
Zancath, why don't you make a perception check? Or do you want me to? I guess I can make a secret one for you. I'll roll a perception check here.
With a +1.
With a +1. Okay. So as you move toward the cabin, you don't see anything dangerous. And also, Rumpy and Harangara both seem pretty chill. They don't seem upset by anything. They're not smelling anything, and they don't seem to be alert. So everything appears to be pretty safe. As you reach the door, it's sort of off. It doesn't really have hinges, but whatever the mechanism that it swings on, the pole that it swings on, it's sort of ajar on it, and you can see inside. It is a stone floor inside, but it appears safe. The only other thing you notice is that it looks like maybe someone else has been through here, not inside, but been through the area, and they tried to cover up their tracks, but didn't entirely succeed.
Can I tell how recently they were here?
Let's say the last couple days.
I point out the tracks. It looks like somebody has been here recently, but they tried to cover up their tracks. Probably a couple days ago. I can't tell for sure, but not today, I think.
Do you recognize the tracks? Do they look like someone we may have come across before, or
Do I
animal?
recognize
They're definitely
tracks?
humanoid, but it's hard to see more than that.
booted?
Looks like they're wearing simple leather thongs, leather basic foot protection. It could be someone from your following, or the Burning Mammoths, or some other person out here in the wilderness.
We'll keep an eye out for traps.
But it's not like Crocs or high heels or nothing.
No, it's definitely not Crocs or high heels.
Okay.
It's the new Air Jordans.
Not a croc on one foot and a high
Limited
heel on
edition.
one foot. I was just saying, watch out for traps. If it's anything like those other scouts, there could be booby traps.
Good thought, Jonesy. Yes, we best take a look around. This door looks like it's coming off its hinges, but that might just be bait.
All right, you want to continue your same activities going inside, or what do you want to do?
So there's no magic.
No magic.
These
That's
tracks
right.
don't go into the building; they just go or somewhere like nearby it.
It looks like they go by it. Maybe the person lingered and then moved on.
Okay, and Zankath didn't detect any traps, so
Nope.
Andreas will go in.
Yeah, so inside there's an area that's still somewhat shielded from the weather, and then the back of the room, this simple room, maybe 10 by 15 feet, the back of the room, the roof is collapsed. There's really not much in here. It looks like maybe there's some sticks that might have been used for building some kind of simple structure of some kind, maybe for repairs, you're not sure. But everything else in here is gone. It does have a decent stone floor.
It appears we failed our checks.
Do you want to search the inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, who's searching the inside then?
Well, I'm in there. I'm definitely taking a look around.
Me.
I mean, I will too.
Okay. What about Corgo? Keep him watch.
Yeah. How big's this cabin? It's not a big cabin.
10 by 15.
Oh, yeah.
It's
No.
small.
He's not going in there. It's going to be cramped. Gross.
It's a palace to say it, Kath.
Corgo's claustrophobic.
Yep. Now he is.
Zankath, as you continue to search around in here, your foot stubs on the edge of one of these stones on the floor, and you realize it can be removed.
Oh, this is... somebody help me get this stone out.
I guess no problem. Rocking the boot. I can handle that. And Andreas will lean over and pull up the flagstone.
It's easy to pull it up. Inside, you find a rotten bag, a leather bag, and when you jostle it or pick it up, it jingles. And there's also a dagger lying under the stone, and it's a bit rusty looking.
Anything special about the dagger other than that?
No, it looks pretty basic. If there's something special about it, you don't notice anything.
Yeah, and I wasn't
I mean,
detecting magic, so...
Yeah, it's definitely not magical.
Yeah.
It looks like just an old rusty dagger.
So what's in the bag?
13 silver coins.
This is a strange random encounter.
In fact, they look like very old coins.
Ooh. How old? Can I do a society?
Sure, do a society check.
+2 for 21.
yeah. These are Taldan coins. They're at least a couple 100 years old.
Cool.
And that's it.
This is a very old cabin. I'll split the money evenly between the four of us. So everybody gets 3 silver pieces.
I have 33 gold.
Me too.
Wow.
Need to find somewhere to spend this cash. It's burning a hole in my pocket, Jonesy. We got to get to this Lost Mammoth Valley.
Oh, I'm very ready.
Why would anybody give you stuff for this? It's so stupid. You guys are so dumb.
People who live in cities are quite strange.
That was the first day reconnoitering. The second day reconnoitering, nothing exciting happens. Now you have to decide which hex to move into next.
Southeast again.
Southeast again. All right, into more forest. You spend one day traveling.
Do we want to throw him off anymore? Or are we just so far ahead we don't care?
Oh, yeah, do you want... I'm sorry,
Right.
I forgot. For your previous hexagon, did you want to do a delay activity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Which one do you want to do?
I'll roll in athletics.
I'm helping.
27 with an aid.
Wow.
So 28 altogether, I think.
That's concealing tracks with an athletics check.
Yep.
Not a critical success, but still a success, which means burning mammoths waste 2 days at that hex. So let's see here.
These guys are never gonna get anywhere. Suckers.
Now, back to the hex that you're actually traveling through. So it takes 2 days to travel. You can use one of them to once again attempt an activity to mislead them. Do you want to try that again?
Yeah. That's a 30.
Yeah.
A 30. Is Corgo aiding?
Yeah, because I want to screw it up.
Oh, God.
Which kind is this? Is this athletics again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you did it.
Corgo! Corgo!
Why?
Corgo! With the natural 1.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Stop stepping in the tracks I just covered.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. Is Corgo loses track of what's going on and ends up stepping in the tracks that you are trying to conceal. and just reinforcing them. So it still works, though. I mean, he didn't make you turn your...
Slowed me down.
Yeah, he didn't turn it into a failure. You still succeed.
You know, Corgo, with this money, you can pay somebody to warm up water, and then you can take a bath in it.
I'm not sure that's the argument to use with dear Corgo.
What's wrong with cold water? I don't understand.
It's cold.
What? You've obviously never had a warm bath, Corgo.
Could you imagine this man coming to the Rusty Dragon, having a warm bath in one of Amiko's fine ales? He'd be in heaven. He wouldn't even know what to do with himself.
He would become a kitten, is what would happen.
Yes, he'd lose his bite.
Corgo the kitten.
So the 22nd, you begin reconnoitering this hex. You're deep into the forest now. Now, from here, you can actually see the mountains pretty well. The hills are rising up beyond the forest toward the mountains, and you know you're getting close to the entrance of Lost Mammoth Valley. The members of the following are starting to get nervous, and they've allocated fewer people to foraging and more people to guard duty. But so far, there are no new signs of danger. Everything appears to be okay. Also, in that hex to the northeast, you can see what looks like some sort of large stone monolith or projection sticking out of the hills. But you can't quite tell from here what it is. There are too many other hills in your way.
Oh, I'm really into monoliths, you guys.
It's a distraction.
But I also feel like we could totally let our guard down at this point. It's totally fine. Basically, everybody in the following could just completely relax. I think we're at the right point to just chill and check out monoliths.
Now, Corgo, as you're moving through the woods, Corgo spots... hold on. No. Let me back up a bit.
Guys, I thought I saw something. Oh, it's gone. What was that?
I'll just back up a bit. So this forest that you're moving through looks younger than the Quickling Wood that you were in weeks ago. The trees here still have snow on them. The snow still lies on the ground under the trees. Birds are fairly quiet, and you don't see any other wildlife. Occasionally you see a squirrel, but just birds and an occasional squirrel. That's it. Every once in a while you still glimpse mountaintops through the trees. And Corgo, he's not looking up as much. He's looking down and ahead of your path, and he sees a skeletal hand protruding from the snow.
Hey, okay, I see it again. it moved. Look right there. Looks like a hand, bony hand.
I think... No, Cargo, that's just some branches.
No, I think that is a hand.
Did you say it moved?
I just it was just the way I was walking. I was back and forth.
Okay.
Go shake its hand, Corgo. Say hello.
I'll get closer.
Okay. It appears to be a skeletal hand.
Didn't move, did it?
No.
Okay. Is it connected to anything? Is it under snow? I'll start digging it up.
There's some snow that is just barely sticking out from.
Okay, I'll start moving some snow away.
Yeah, so it doesn't take long to reveal a frozen corpse wearing some furs. And as you uncover more, it has a satchel over one shoulder, and it has the ruined remains of a longbow, and that's about it, unless you want to search the satchel.
Do we see any markings that would give us any indication of who this person was?
Yeah, as you continue uncovering it, and you move more snow away, yeah, you see there is a flame orange butterfly pin attached to what is left of its tunic.
Andreas is getting excited.
Neat, just make sure you have the right god this time.
Religion check.
Yeah, make a religion check.
18.
Yeah, this is some kind of symbol having something to do with Desna.
Oh, boy.
And it's a little unusual, the fiery orange color that it's been painted.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you're pretty sure this is some sort of Desna symbol.
Okay, cool. Andreas will definitely take a look at this over, like maybe try to look at the back of the pin to see if it's inscribed or anything. He'll look in the satchel.
There's nothing on the back of the pin. It was probably just some sort of decoration that was important to this person.
Mm-hmm.
And you open the satchel, and you see some familiar things inside. You see 5 tinder twigs and 2 lesser tallow bombs. You've seen these before.
Yeah.
At this point, you should have at least one more, I think.
I have at least one.
These bombs are still in good condition?
Yes, they're still usable.
Okay.
I've got 2.
Yeah, you take them. I have my spells, so I'm not going to use them.
Okay.
And just to remind you, Talibombs are basically little grenades.
Yeah. Andreas pulls out that rusty dagger that he got in the cabin, and he's going to compare it to this figure's, equipment. Does it look like of similar make?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Probably of similar time and similar make. It seems plausible.
Okay. And this body...
Could be coincidence, though.
Hey, Jonesy, how long do you think this body's been here? It's skeletal. It's got to be a while, right?
Oh, yes, at least 27 years.
Sounds right.
Wow.
It would align with what I was thinking about the cabin. So perhaps this person was from the original followings that came out here. Probably he was on a mission to find the flame. Originally, when What's-His-Face first stole it, came out here, couldn't find anything, got lost, didn't want to go back to the Quickling Forest, built himself a cabin.
Yes, but why paint the symbol orange?
Because he knew Sarenrae and Desna were destined to hook up.
Oh my, this again. Yes, most likely that's what happened.
We literally have nothing else to go on.
I mean, I think it's as good a theory as any.
Yeah, it's a pretty good theory.
You know what, Sean?
Yeah.
Hero point.
Yay!
Wow.
For what part?
Oh, nice. You got a hero point for that fan fiction. Great
For your
job.
shipping.
For assembling a better story than I had come up with.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what you found here, and you successfully reconnoiter the hex, which brings us to the 24th, and you need to decide which hex to move into next.
We delayed action that hex, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Okay,
you did.
I wasn't sure. Thanks. Southeast?
Yep.
Don't we want to check out the rock? I mean, we would.
Oh, yeah, monolith.
I mean, if
Monolith.
Shaggy's here, then we would have to.
Monolith. Yeah, we take Shaggy to the monolith.
You want to take Shaggy? Okay, you go back, you get Shaggy. He's very excited to hear about a big rock. So you head to the northeast,
I knew it. Rocks and mountains everywhere. We were on the right path.
and toward this large monolith that you saw in the hills. And as you get closer and you occasionally catch sight of it, it's clear that this thing's huge. You make your way through the hills, winding back and forth, trying to find the least difficult path for the following to move through. And as you round a bend, you suddenly come upon the full view of this stone slab, rectangular in shape, and it has partially fallen over. It must be 80 feet long and 50 feet wide, or I guess it was supposed to be 80 feet tall and 50 feet wide, but it's partially leaned over. Still enormous. Soil has accumulated on its leaning side over time, and there are now several grass patches on the side of it, but you can still make out letters carved into the stone. Now, the question is, what languages can all of you read?
What?
Halfling?
That's funny, Mike.
I can read Hallett and Common.
Okay,
I can read Common, so Taldan, Hallett, and Goblin.
okay. And Zancath?
Whatever we're speaking now, and Halfling.
Okay. Gorgo can't read anything?
Gorgo can kind of read pictures.
Okay. All right, he likes the picture books. That's fine. This is not a language that any of you know, but if anyone wants to make a society check, then maybe you could recognize it. So go ahead and roll me some society checks.
9 untrained.
Oh, mine's also untrained. Oh, 14.
14.
Oh,
Nope, 4
Oh,
untrained. That
untrained
makes more
here?
sense.
Let's do
I
it.
might hero point mine, since I am flush.
I mean, I've got 2.
8.
I don't think it's going to matter, though. I'm just going
Gorgo's got a
Gorgo.
17.
to let Cork.
Corgo somehow looks at this, and all of you are saying, wow, I don't think I know what this language is. I don't recognize this language. What is this? And Corgo, you recognize this as Jotun.
Oh, actually,
This is giant
it
language.
makes perfect sense, actually, why I would get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Being the largest party member.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, isn't it because giants write with pictures?
Yeah, it's pictography, basically. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I got it.
Maybe Corgo would know that it's a mixture of Cyclops and Thessalonian. Maybe he wouldn't know that.
Oh,
But you definitely know it's giant.
Hearing this, Andreas will try to like copy what it says down into his notebook,
Sure.
his journal, and he'll think with his wizard brain. Does he know anybody in the following that speaks or reads Jotun?
I don't know. Let's see. It doesn't look like it.
Shaggy, do you speak Jotun?
Let me see.
Let me look up your stack book.
Let me see if Horrids.
Shaggy can read any rock, right, Shaggy?
Nope. He speaks Sylvan.
No, Sylvan and Common. That's it. Sorry. Just got enormous letters. Just monolithic letters.
Takes me a lot of pages to copy it out.
Yes. So that's it. That's all you see at this location is this giant stone. Some kind of marker, some kind of tombstone, some kind of milestone. You don't know.
Shaggy, does it seem special to you? Does it make you think of like a raven-haired lady or anything?
Shaggy has not said anything this whole time. He's just walking around it, running his hand across this dark stone. And he says, I don't know. It seems kind of sad.
Uh-huh.
It's a sad stone. I don't know if it's sad because of something that happened here or because it's been cut in this way. It's a sad stone. I wonder if I can tilt it back up.
Try it. It's pretty big.
It might be too big for him, although he does have ridiculous rock moving ability. I don't know. Let's have him make a check.
I could help. I am very strong.
Maybe we could get some mammoths to help.
Let's see here. He's going to try it. He's going to try... Oh, goodness. They don't give him an athletic skill. He's going to try crafting. 24.
Shaggy.
Interesting. I think with your help and his brute force, he's able to sort of devise a way to pry it up some and partially move it upright. Maybe he sticks some rocks under it to wedge it forward. And with a rope around it, maybe you're able to pull it some, although it's so big. You've got a lot of rope, actually. If I remember correctly, you guys found some rope recently. So you're able to move it partially upright.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah.
Is it happier now?
He runs his hands along it, looks around. Maybe a little? I don't know. Rocks are real, like, catty, you know? Like, they don't tell you exactly what they're thinking. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back and check on it later, see if it feels better.
Can it tell you if anyone has been around recently?
Oh, no, it's not like that, no.
But that's exactly what your ability Stone Tell says it does.
Well, this one's not talking, though.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Maybe it's too sad? I don't know. Give me a little time with it, okay? I'm just gonna hang out with it for a little bit. Give me a little time.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
All right, well, just don't let it rub off on you.
Maybe you make camp near the giant stone, and he spends some time with it.
He's so cute.
Just hangs out with the rock.
He's going to turn it into like a chia pet. We're going to come back and it's going to like grow grass hair and stuff.
Yeah, so you spend the night there, and you rest. The following catches up. And in the morning, he tells you that this stone was worked by giants long ago to commemorate a great battle. And it doesn't really seem to know more than that. It does know that nobody has passed nearby recently, aside from you. So if any of the burning mammoths came by recently, the stone is either lying or it just didn't notice them.
Well, thank you, Shaggy. It's very interesting to think that everything under the sun carries some memory of that which came before it.
Yep.
I wonder what the battle was about.
Something about killing little people.
Yep. Tracks.
Yep.
Wait, so stones can lie?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, some of them are jerks.
I bet they're very stubborn.
Yes. Yeah, some of them are very stubborn. Some are very cooperative. But Some of them are stubborn. Everyone's different, just like everybody else.
What's the meanest stone you've ever met?
I had the stone. I was trying to set it on a hill that I really liked, and I thought the stone would look really good there, And it kept rolling down the other side. Like, I dug a hole and everything to put it in, and it's like it just wouldn't cooperate. I didn't understand what was going on. Eventually I said, fine. You want to just sit in that valley down there? That's fine. You can just stay there. And, I think it regretted it.
Maybe
Maybe the stone was afraid of heights and didn't like being on the hill.
it was shy and didn't want everyone to be looking at it.
Maybe. Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't try to make everyone enjoy the pretty view. But, it had a chance. It had its chance to look around and see all the beautiful stuff. And instead, now it's just at the bottom of a valley.
An agoraphobic rock.
Yeah. Well, it happens. Say, have you seen any raven-headed women around?
Not yet, but you'll be the first one I tell.
That's what you said last time.
Well, I haven't seen any yet.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're still putting me at the top of the list.
What color hair was that lady that had the fireball that almost killed everybody?
Well, he wasn't there for that,
I
was he?
can't remember. I was distracted by her legs.
Me too.
Her hair
I saw a picture recently and I don't remember.
was black.
Oh.
But that wasn't her. She was so mean.
She was mean.
Shaggy doesn't like mean.
Wait, I was thinking we were looking for an actual raven-headed woman. Are you talking about her hair color was dark?
I'm confused now. That was a long time
Are
ago.
you asking Shaggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shaggy says, yeah, she had a raven head.
Okay, literal
Okay.
raven
All
head.
right, so
Okay.
it's definitely not her then.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You should see her beak.
I've been looking for the wrong person, but I
Yes.
haven't seen a raven, so we should be fine. Shaggy, how do I talk to this rock? And he's holding a small rock in his hand.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. Well, it's like, here, I'll show you. And he puts his hand on the rock. He reaches up, he's smaller than you. He reaches up, puts his hand on the rock, and just sort of stands there for a while, tilts his head. Uh-huh. There, you see?
I think it wants to be thrown at Andreas.
You'd be okay with that, yeah.
Ah, see, I did it.
Whoa! Jonesy! Jonesy can do it now. Let me try.
Does Corgo pick a rock?
Corco's waiting for the rock to get thrown at Andreas.
Oh, no,
okay.
I'm not actually going to throw it at him. And he,
Yeah, you don't have to do what the rocks say.
All right.
It would take a very long time for them to force you.
Yes, they're not very persuasive, and they're not very energetic,
Well, before this entire mountain crumbles down on top of my head, I'm going to go to the south. There's some forest over there I thought looked cool.
Okay, so you spent 2 days traveling into the hills, 2 days reconnoitering.
Delay action.
Do you want to do a delay action here in the hills?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled
Stop
the one
helping
again.
Corvo. You're just getting in the
we're
way.
just trying to find some rocks to...
Corco's trying to help, and he's still yelling at Shaggy. He's like, Shaggy, what does it mean when you're between a rock and a hard place?
Did you... So, Corgo rolled another natural 1. Is that a -1 or a -2?
It's a -1.
On an aid attempt.
Now I have to check. Now I
it's
don't
a
believe in
-1.
myself.
-1. All right,
Oh,
so that is a
good.
success.
Yeah, I still succeed. 21 becomes 20.
One thing here. I need to check my calendar because I just realized I don't know how many days are in Erastus. 31 days. And that matters because
Something terrible can happen.
There's another holiday coming up.
Glass half full.
you're about to hit the end of the month. That's why.
It's a teacher planning day, and I gotta deal with the kids.
Those are important. Teachers need those days.
I do need those days. I need those days so bad.
It's a teacher mental health day, and everybody knows it.
You know how nice schools are when there's no students in them?
I do.
They're really nice.
I know how nice town here is when all the students are gone. It's a nice thing about the college town is a lot of the town disappears in the summer. First of Eridus is coming up.
Eridus. Guy died. He's still got a month named after him.
And you move into the forest. In the forest, hills rising around you, mountains nearby. You are surprised to come across more drifts of snow that have not yet melted. It seems like it's just colder around here. These snow drifts have piled up between the hills, between the trees. You can see more snow ahead of you in the trees. You're still making good time, though. The following is moving as quickly as it can through this forest toward what you know to be the location of Lost Mammoth Valley. Suddenly, as you're moving through the snowy forest, the ground, the snow erupts in front of you. An enormous humanoid creature bursts from the snow, wielding a menacing axe and glaring at you. And there he is.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Oh my.
This enormous creature appears standing in the snow. Anybody want to try to describe this creature?
It has a massive underbite, icicle-like teeth that jut out at all angles. Its spiky icicle mane drifts over its shoulders to icicle-studded shoulders and a rotund belly with a loincloth.
Icy blue color all over.
Yeah, this is a frost something, for sure.
Yeah, it's clearly an icy creature. And it has a giant axe in one hand. And the enormous creature looks at you, your menagerie of creatures, and grins at you. And it says,
"Not so fast, little ones. I've got it on good authority that you have fun goodies that I might like. Hand them over, and maybe that pretty moose too. Or the wolf. I bet she'd like either one, stuffed and mounted."
Excuse me, sir. Who is she that you speak of?
oh, he smiles again and points behind him and says,
"Oh, her."
and from the trees behind him, behind this enormous creature, the haggard but proud figure of Lady Ardissa Prendergant
Ugh.
emerges. Not far behind her are a couple burning mammoth hunters watching closely. And she laughs. "Ha! Well, darlings, it looks like your evil deeds have caught up with you. Give me back my wolf and perhaps some treasure or the moose, and we'll call it even. We'll find out what happens in 2 weeks."
Oh.
Give me a spell book.
Give me this spell
Now.
You should have died falling off the cliff.
The falling damage is really deadly here. You totally cheated.
Yeah, you cheater. You cheated so bad.
Thanks for listening to Broken Tusk Rising. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The House of Bob, or by chatting with us on Discord, and most of all by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/The House of Bob. The show is possible due to all of you, our patrons, who get special zines, one-shots, commentary, and currently patrons at the $10 level get a Mega Dungeon level based on the tarot every month this year. Art for this campaign is by Sean Makes, and art for social media is by Jeanette. Audio production and music art by Mike Hammock. Thanks again for listening, and roll on.
The scouts interrogated one of their prisoners. Oh, wait, is that the right one? Yes, that is. Okay, I'm sorry. They had another session where you interviewed someone. All right, sorry. They had more than one session where you interviewed someone, and I suddenly thought, wait a second.
Capturing these guys. They're just mooks.
I had a job where I was working till 3 a.m, and then I had an 8 a.m. Japanese class.
Oh no.
Oh,
So-
I bet you learned a lot of Japanese.
I didn't learn much Japanese that year. Oh, man.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry.
Watashi no name wa Josh. Den, I think. There you go.
All right, that's pretty good. It's more than I know.
$300. That's a $300 sentence.
I took a really early morning class too, I remember, and this was back when we still had like really shitty flip phones. And my alarm clock for the days I wasn't in class was when the Saints go marching in. For whatever stupid reason, I don't know why I was. And that song probably went off like 10 times in that classroom because I was constantly falling asleep. And I like wouldn't turn it off. It would just start playing. I'd like wake up all flustered in the middle of whatever class that was. It was It was awesome.
Gosh, funny how that used to be a norm violation for a phone to go off in class. Now it's just that it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I mean, they're pretty good about silencing their phones, actually, but when one does go off, nobody really does anything about it.
I mean, I think the thing with the youth these days is they don't turn their volume on at all.
Right.
So that helps.
I did have a student who once years ago who was sitting in the front row of class and her phone went off. And I had warned them that if their phone went off in class and I had the chance to get to it, I would answer the phone for them. And I did. And it was her mom. And I talked to her mom on the phone in class, which is a lot of fun.
I've done that to a student too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I will cut this out or move it to the end for Jake's sake.
Yeah.
Just blame Jake anytime.
Yes. Well, normally we blame Josh, but this time I'll blame Jake.
Sometimes we blame Alex.
Sure. I don't blame Alex. Alex can do no wrong. Sean's expression. What do I care? He's not going to hear this. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff you're seeing in here is me making this more interesting, whereas the book just has hexagon, 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 nothing in
Like
it at
random
all.
encounter tables, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have random encounter tables. This book has nothing.
Because it doesn't tell you to use them, but they're in the game master guide.
I'm sure. It doesn't even
yeah.
say to use. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are random encounter tables I could use in some Pathfinder resource somewhere. However, there is no mention of them, and there are none provided for this module. So this is me trying to make things a little more interesting. We're ending a little bit earlier, but it's such a good cliffhanger. I had to stop there.
No, that's totally fair. Big battle next time.
What? Well, we're giving up Greta. No problem.
Here's the moose.
It's not even really a big deal.
She's just going to complain to you about the environment.
I mean, I just got her trained, but whatever.
Any other classes you want to slag? No.
I was really excited about Archaeology 1000 because I was a big Indiana Jones fan.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was not what you expected.
my high school art teacher warned me. He's like, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to hate it.
Yeah.
You're going to fall asleep. And he told me a story about how when he was in university taking Archaeology 1000, he had to study lying on the ground with the book in the air above his head. Because then when he would fall asleep reading it, it would fall on him and wake him up.
Fall on him, yeah.
And so I had similar problems because holy smokes, is that a dry class?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Why is it so boring?
I don't know. Something about this textbook just puts you
I
to
think
sleep.
because the first half of it is about Adobe slabs.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
Adobe slabs are made from Adobe.
is it just like, here's how to dig a hole in the ground? And
It's not even that.
What is it?
It's just like, what is the system process of mapping out a place you're not allowed to touch? Like basically.
Oh, okay.
But
there's oh my gosh.
But it's just so dry. And so I was trying to cram for my final exam because I had done such a poor job of doing the reading all semester. I was sitting outside the door of the room I was going to write the exam in, reading the textbook, and I fell asleep reading the textbook, trying to cram for the exam that I had to go into in 45 minutes. And my roommate walked by and was like, kicked me awake. It was like, Sean, what are you doing? And I was like, oh no. And I could see that the exam, people were putting pencil to paper, and I had to rush in. I almost slept through the exam.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
How'd that test go? I bet you aced it. It's
Uh,
all about that sleep.
I was well rested.